12th, 2025, 6 p.m. And we do not have electronic participation, but we have telephonic participation. And that is that Sean Hackney wishes to attend telephonically. Do we need concurrence for that? No. Okay. All right. Very good. Review of the agenda. Have you reviewed the agenda? Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Okay, second.
Second.
Okay, all right. Is there any discussion? Okay,
No.
and so just a yay or nay, so you're okay with the agenda?
Yes.
Yes, okay, all right. And we need to look at the minutes from September 10th. And consider whether or not we'll need a motion to approve those or not.
Do we approve those?
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
We were out there. Okay, any discussion? All right, and voice vote for approval? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so approved. And now we get to the public hearing. And where is Sean? Sean, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so we're going to put you kind of front and center here. And good evening. And this is a public hearing on 2025 special use permit application -03, White Rose Properties, ordinance 04-2025. And we would like to begin with a staff presentation by Ted Costin.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, members of the commission, ladies and gentlemen, this is a public hearing under the authority of 15.2-2204 Code of Virginia 1950 as amended. All the necessary public notices have been given, and the file, an application file is here in the office available for inspection during normal business hours. This request is noted is identified as 2025 Special Use Permit Application 03. Is to allow for the conversion of the second and third floor areas to 2 apartments on property located at 40 Cross Street. Property owner is the White Rose Partners LLC. The applicant is Sean Hackney, a member of that LLC. We were not able to determine the acreage on these 2 parcels, which are identified as 20A, 159, and 60. The zoning district is B1. It is in the historic overlay district. The use is a 3-story office building with past uses, including bank and retail. The adjacent properties are a mix of commercial and residential. This is a developed property, so there's no plans for expansion that would have any kind of environmental impacts. The comprehensive plan identifies the area as general retail and services. Supporting language for this request aligning to this designation is found under economic goals and objectives, the goal being expand the economic activity commensurate with the existing character and lifestyle of the local community, and the objective being encourage a diversified, vibrant environment through mixed-use development, which combines residential, commercial, and recreational functions. This follows a concept of a higher density mixed-use waterfront development, which is not applicable with this particular request. The applicant notes additional residences as a positive attribute. While the comprehensive plan does not offer a housing-focused goal or subsequent objectives, it does, under general land use goals and objectives, state as a goal, encourage harmonious and wise use of the land in all future development decisions, and as an objective, retain and promote low-density residential development within the town. As to zoning compliance, there's no setbacks or minimum lot sizes in the B1 district. There is a 35-foot height restriction, which a 3-story building comes close to meeting and perhaps exceeding. Given the time of construction for the building, it would be considered a legal, non-conforming, or grandfathered structure. As for the analysis, various state agencies and contractors were contacted for comments on this case, and no comments or concerns were received. The ordinance does not list specific concerns to consider when reviewing a special use permit, such as light, noise, odor. However, the ordinance recognizes the authority to impose conditions to mitigate adverse situations related to the general health, safety, and welfare of those on and about the property, such as adjacent uses and structures. As this is an existing mixed-use area, the proposed use can be considered generally compatible. Still, condition 4 is suggested to secure a diversified mixed-use environment combining residential and commercial uses in accord with the comprehensive plan. Now, condition 4 reads, first or ground floor activities shall be limited to those commercial uses permitted by right or by special exception under the then existing Town of Urbana zoning ordinance. Moving on, most conditions are standard, such as 1, 2, 3, and 6. The remaining condition, number 5, regarding parking, is suggested to avoid burdening on-street parking demand. And that condition reads, off-street parking shall be provided and marked for 2 spaces per dwelling unit, total 4, one of which shall be marked as handicap parking. You have a suggested motion for the Planning Commission to adopt or to recommend the special use permit to the town council, which will have its hearing tomorrow night. And at that same time, you can recommend the conditions that are proposed or alter those as you see fit. I'd be happy to take any questions you have at this time.
And let the record show that Katie Wilson is now present.
Apologize, I got caught in an accident traffic in Saluda. That's
Oh.
what all the fire trucks are.
Oh.
It was the intersection, so I would have been here
Yeah.
on time, but
Oh, dear.
I
Glad you're here.
reroute.
Glad you're here.
Not very often you get to claim traffic.
Yeah, in
No,
Urbana,
Other
I
than
know
last
it.
weekend.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so questions, Gary? Or,
Off-street parking, is that parking lot behind the
money.
building owned, like partially
It's
related to that building? It's not owned by Marshall Drugs or?
It's owned as part, it's it's part of the parcels that are
Okay.
in play here.
it is
Yeah.
owned by Rose
Mm,
Properties?
Yes.
Okay, okay. Yeah, that was my question for
Yeah.
you, Katie. Do you have any?
You said 4 parking spaces. Is the handicapped one in addition or included in that? 4?
Included.
And how big will the apartments be? Like wide 2
I
parking
think
places?
that'd be a question for the applicant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe the entire second floor is going to be an apartment and the entire third floor is going to be an apartment, but that's a better question for the applicant.
And is that how you came up with the 2 parking places?
Well, regardless of size.
Yeah.
Each residence is supposed to have 2 parking
Yeah.
spots.
We've
Would-
been through that before, yeah.
Would given the location of where it is with the commercial use of the street, would there be a reason to have the tenants use that parking lot and not use street parking at all?
That's the intent here, yes, is for them to have those spots reserved. So even if someone's coming in to do business on the first floor, that those are reserved for residents only.
Residents upstairs and
Right.
I'm just thinking of a Friday afternoon and they're having a little couple guests come over and they got 4 cars on the street, which the businesses in town need the parking. Is there enough adequate overflow in the bank parking lot to cover that?
I would say so.
It's a lot of.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending upon who, and I've always been confused on who owns what parts of that lot. Do we know? You own it all. She's here. Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations.
So
Yeah, it's a big lot.
It
Yeah, so
is.
Fridays and Saturdays, we have actually a lot of people parking that aren't probably supposed to park there that go to restaurants and stuff, but I think there's maybe like 30 parking spots, 25 to 30 parking spots in there.
Wow.
So it's never filled even in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
I was going to say in that scenario, if somebody comes over Friday night, chances are the businesses downstairs have been shut down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true
So-
too.
Right.
Because there aren't really restaurants over there at this point,
No,
at least.
no.
Yeah.
But sometimes you have to walk.
Yeah. Right.
Right, but hey, if they have reserved parking in the back.
I parked in front of Marshall's last night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so,
Would there be a need for two handicap, like one per apartment? Like,
um,
not necessarily, not legally.
there's a ratio of one for every, it's a 25% ratio.
Okay.
That's why I said, because each residence has to have 2 parking spots. So within that 4, one has to be handicapped.
Okay. Okay, other questions for Ted?
Ted, there are already two handicap spots marked in the parking lot as it is right now.
And,
This is an FYI.
and one of those would have to be marked for residents only,
Or an additional handicap parking?
or additional spot added in. Yeah.
Okay, okay. I don't have any other questions, do you?
The applicant.
Okay, so now let's turn to the presentation by the applicants, plural, Marnie and Sean.
Here, I'm thinking to Sean, he's technically the applicant here. I just.
Okay. Okay, okay, if you hear snoring on this end, you'll know.
perspective, I don't think there's anything that's, too complicated here. We're really trying to follow in line with the precedent set by a lot of the other area in the historic district, which is typically commercial down
Right.
and residential up. We do want to try to, really retain a strong business tax base for the town and continue to, host and, really kind of encourage that kind of tendency in town with more local business, potentially, stretching into retail at some point down the line as well. But we think that there's a huge upside here, particularly considering the fact that the building has an elevator. We have a lot of elderly residents, and kind of that, the town definitely, could benefit from having that kind of special need access to residential housing.
I was gonna ask about that.
I'm actually excited about. I had talked with a lady in town, and she had said, hey, there's a lot of older people that would like to stay in town, but they can't because they have these houses and they don't want to maintain the houses. So that was actually the inspiration behind this. And we're doing the bathroom. We're going to do one of those like flat with the floor.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh, yeah.
So that, it's as accessible as possible for folks. I think it was asked earlier how big they are. They're going to be about 1,000 square feet a piece. And then 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with laundry in each of them as well. And the only other thing to add would be we're trying to renovate it so that it stays consistent with the time period the bank was built originally, which was 1902. So trying to kind of pull some of the Art Nouveau architecture in with obviously modern cabinets and things like that. So I think that's the only other thing that Sean didn't share.
Okay, Planning Commission, questions for the applicants? I think you've answered my questions.
Is there,
so-
does it have an exit, like if the elevator stopped working, is there?
Oh, yes, is there an alternative
Alternative exit.
means to get to the apartments if the elevator's
An
down?
external staircase? Okay,
I think isn't there a fire escape too? I thought I noticed that the other day.
Yeah, there is.
okay.
Yeah, full stairs down the back kind of fire escape.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got all fire doors and all that as well. We're just gonna make it a little bit prettier for residents.
Okay. All right, and now we need to close the applicant presentation. If you're finished, Marty, Marnie and Sean?
Yeah.
Okay, and open the public hearing comment period. So is any of the public wanting to comment? You'll have to, you'll have to come up to the microphone. I'm sorry. Sorry, Jane.
This is Jane Folliard. Just tell me again your square footage for each one of the apartments. Are they going to be the same or different?
I know that for sure. The third one, Andy Bury is in it, so we're not going to be doing that one right away. Sean mentioned earlier, we're working on other parts of the building so we can more strategically place the professional space and the living space and sort of the future retail that we will come back to you guys about. But that's they're generally both about 1,000 square feet.
That's fine. I live down at Queen Anne's Cove and my condo down there is it's a little over 1,300. So that just kind of gives me, an idea. So, thank you.
May I ask a question? Okay, this is Mary, and you raise a question for me. And that is, if we permit the creation of 2 apartments, is there a time limit on which that permit ends for the second one if it is not created within that time limit?
The special use permit runs with the land,
Okay,
which is one of the reasons it's documented in the clerk's office. So once it's granted, they could come back, they could do the second one in 10 days, 10 months, 10 years. Mhm.
okay.
And just to clarify, you said Andy Bury is in there. That's his office. He's not living there. Okay.
Is the entire floor his office?
The entire. Yep.
3rd floor, okay. Okay.
You mentioned, two bathrooms. Is that 2 full bathrooms and 2 full bedrooms?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Like suites.
Cause that could lead you to multiple people, more than 2 in either apartment then.
That is not 10. We obviously, we would need to follow the law in terms of, how it's rented and who's it's rented, but the intent is it's a single family, resident. If people can have, if I'm a single person and I have a roommate, I think that's probably legally permissible, but I can't speak to that. It's not a multi-family or type of that situation.
So your intent is for single family, maybe, husband and wife and maybe a child. But no 4 family members.
Well, I want to be careful about my response to that.
Is there any requirement on that? Yeah.
It's a landlord,
Mm-hmm.
but that is the intent. Our intent is to make these single family, single sort of renting situations. It's not going in as like a multi-unit type of deal.
I think
So-
Mr. Costin has something to say.
From 2 perspectives. One, when the health department sizes septic tanks, they anticipate 2 persons per bedroom. So if you have a 2-bedroom house, they're going to calculate 4 people using the septic system. My experiences as a landlord, in jurisdictions Norfolk, that's where we specifically had to deal with the issue. It was understood that 2 persons per bedroom. And, Norfolk is public water, public sewer, and they still used a 2-person per bedroom.
But I
So, well, so to Mr. Long's observation, that could be mom, dad, and 2 kids sharing a bedroom.
But I think Marnie's concern is that as a landlord, there are certain rules about, you can't say, I only want to rent to a couple if somebody has a child or something. So she's kind of careful about making commitments that would come back to bite her later.
Just,
Yeah, and my thought in that was because those offices were designed with probably 1 bathroom in them, I'm
Mhm.
assuming. And now you're gonna go to 2, and I think about the sewer system, the infrastructure with the town water and sewer. that our system's not being overloaded.
That was,
And
Mhm.
people live there,
Mhm.
but these are set up to be, large space offices with, two offices, large offices, and then a big open area where you probably could have, up to probably 10 people in each floor. So that's a whole lot more bathroom using than a couple or four people at a maximum.
and we ran this request by our water folks and they said, not a problem, we can handle it. We ran the request by Hampton Road Sanitation District. They said, not a problem, we can handle it.
So no problem with impact. We have a public, do we have another public comment period, or can we allow the public to comment again?
You're still in open public comment.
Okay, so yes, if you want to stand up here.
Hi, Dan Sneed, Colorado Avenue. Ricky, along with your question about, it's a business, it's for business now. When we go to residential, I can see a lot of changes to be made for kitchen, bathrooms, showers, and that sort of thing. Just because right now it probably just has bathrooms for the office space. Is that
Mhm.
correct?
Because of the,
All the, both floors have that?
All three have that.
Okay. That's my question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I think one of the other questions I have is, because again, this aligns so nicely with the goals that we've had in changing some of our zoning to support keeping down first ground floors as business, but encouraging the use of upper stories for residential, because we also need residential. So I think it fits very nicely with that. One of my questions though is if if um if Rose Properties, White Rose Properties, decided that they wanted to make it a short-term rental, could they do that?
I'm pretty sure that I'd have to check the book. If you give me a minute, I'll check the book.
Okay.
I don't believe that that's, let me check the book before I make a
Okay.
commitment.
Marnie and Sean? Yes. Yes.
Yes, as long as it's consistent with the other residential.
I think it would be
residential
too.
restrictions.
Yeah.
That's not our intent, but
Uh-huh.
to your point, if we were to sell it and somebody else wanted to do it, I think that would be legally permissible.
Well, I think it would be permissible as it is legally permissible. If it's legally permissible, I'm not,
Which I think, I mean, isn't that, when we looked at
when we looked
short-term
at,
housing,
yeah, when we shook,
I think it would be.
I think it would be too.
Which, and Marnie, just to clarify, you guys are gonna rent the apartments, not sell them separately, right? That's your, yeah,
How much complexity that would.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we have the other parts of the building, so I wanna do like high-end.
Yeah.
Long-term rentals, I don't wanna, we're putting a lot of time and money into this, and I don't wanna have people coming in and out of those.
Yep.
Yeah, we appreciate your stating your intent, but I know this is going to be a question, so let's see what Ted finds. Oh, we have another public comment from Dan Sneed.
It's a 3-story building. Does the building have sprinkler systems?
Yes, it's updated and fully functional.
Okay,
Wow,
thank you.
That's great.
goodbye.
No kidding.
The
Speaking of
answer is
someone
no.
without them.
And here's why the answer is no.
The answer is no what?
No to the short-term rentals.
Okay. and what
Because
step-
when the ordinance was amended, maybe it's about a year ago,
Right,
one of the uses that was allowed in the B1 was any principal permitted use permitted by right in the R1 zoning district.
mhm,
That included the short-term
Yes.
rentals. dwellings are subject to the same lot area and yard space requirements as in the R1 district. That whole language was taken out.
Right.
So if short-term rentals are allowed in R1 and R1 uses are no longer allowed in B1,
Right.
you can't do short-term rental.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I wondered about that. Yeah.
Well, we did.
You'll have to talk
Yeah, I was just.
offline, like if I'm concerned about it, I just want us to be
Okay.
treated equally with every other property owner. And so
Right.
if the other property owners in the area don't have that, I'm
Right.
totally good with that. Like, if that's not the case, I'd love to talk to you offline about that.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Marnie. And Sean, okay, any other public comment? Okay, any other questions? Or can we close the public hearing?
You can close the public hearing.
Okay, and where is my script for closing the public hearing?
Necklace.
Christine, can you help me?
You just formally have a motion to close the public
Okay,
hearing.
is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Okay,
Take a vote.
let's take a vote. And so Katie,
Yes.
okay, and Ricky?
Yes.
What- Okay, and Gary?
Yes, I
Okay.
think more housing is wonderful.
I think so
Mhm.
too. I think it's wonderful that you guys have done this. And Mary says yes. And so the public hearing is closed and do we need further commission discussion? Ricky? Okay, no further commission discussion is needed. So I think that takes us to the sample motion. Do I have a sample motion, Christine?
Thought it was.
It's in the, oh, yes, I knew I saw it somewhere. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, so I move to recommend approval of special use permit 2025-03, subject to the conditions proposed. And you went through all of the conditions proposed in your report. Okay, I must have been thinking. All right, and so that is what we propose. Okay, yes?
You need a second on the motion?
Do we need a second?
Second.
Okay, and do we need further discussion? Any further discussion? Okay, and a vote? Okay,
Yes.
okay, and Ricky, yes, and Gary? Yes.
As I
and-
said the last time.
and
you gave
I
us a
know.
vote, yeah.
I know, and Mary Hanson, yes. And so this will be forwarded on to town council
Tomorrow night for public hearing at 6 o'clock.
at 6 PM. Yes, yes, okay. And thank you, Jane and Dan, for being present for this. And Sean and Marnie, thank you. Yeah, I didn't think it was like you to not be present or to let us know. So I'm really glad we were able to get a hold of you. Thank you for,
So
Oh.
we're glad you guys were able to get a hold.
absolutely, us too, and thanks so much.
Yeah,
Okay.
good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Okay. See you. All right, so and do I have a motion to adjourn?
My motion.
Okay,
Second.
Ricky seconds, and can we just have yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all right, very good.
All right.
Okay, adjourn.
That was a fast meeting.
6:30.
Sorry.
I know.
Guys.
That was